The scan session function provides the user with a quick and simple way to scan a collection of parts using an RF gun, without having to specify a usage for the list of scanned parts. Once the parts are scanned, the PartsWatch PO create function can be used to create a purchase order, overstock return order, or a manifest return order using the list of scanned parts. This function is typically run from a scan gun for mobility, but can also be run from a web page on a PC with a scanner attached. All RF functions require setups to be run by PartsWatch support before using. Let's go to the RF gun. First, I need to log in. This is the same login I use in PartsWatch. The scan session option is menu number 6 on the RF main menu. If I had any existing sessions, they'd be listed on this screen, and I could filter to my own sessions by clicking the Own button. But we don't have any existing sessions, so let's create one. The first step is to give the session a unique name. I'm going to type a name in, and click Done. And this opens my Scan Item screen. Now I can just begin scanning. So I'm just going to scan a few part numbers. If I scan the same part number multiple times, the scan quantity will be aggregated and saved as just one row, even if I don't scan the number consecutively. I can also manually edit the quantity of an item just by clicking on it and typing in the quantity. Notice that whatever item I work on last jumps to the bottom of the list. When I'm done scanning, or even if I just need to take a lunch break, I can stop the session by clicking Done. And it will ask me, entry of scanned quantities complete. If I'm just taking a break, I'll click Cancel, and this will save what I scanned so far and let me come back later. So let's try that. And then it says continue with item scanning. Nope, I'm not continuing at this point, so I'll click Cancel again. And now I'm back to my scan session screen. When I come back from lunch, I can just select that session, and if I had other sessions, they'd be listed down here. But I can select that one, click Done, and I'm back to where I was before and can continue scanning. Or manually editing. So now let's say I'm done with my scan session. I will click Done, but this time I'm going to click OK at entries of scanned quantities complete because I really am done with my scanning. And it gives me a summary. I have 4 different part numbers, a total unit count of 16. I click Done again. And it takes me back to my scan session, but the status this time is CMP or complete. Even though I've said my session is complete, I could call this up and still add more items to it and it would become in progress again. But if I'm actually done, now I'll just go back to my menu, and my next step would be to go over to PartsWatch and use this scan session to create an order. So let's have a look at that. In PartsWatch, there are currently 2 ways to create purchase orders. One is through the existing purchasing main menu, where I would then click New Purchase Order. But that does not offer the option right now to create an order from scanned parts. So what we need to do is go to Menu, Purchasing, Create Purchase Order. And this is going to let me call up a scan session, but first I have to specify what vendor I want to create this order under. So I'm going to use KJC. And then the next thing I do is designate, do I want to create a shelf purchase order or overstock returns? Let's do it as a purchase order. And then I select my order method. And in this case, I want to select Scan In, and this will let me choose a scan session to create the order from. And when I click Scan Session, I should get a list of all the existing scan sessions. Right now, there's just the one I just created. My default status will filter to complete, but I could also choose all statuses. I don't have any others, incomplete or in progress. Typically, you're going to want to use complete here. So I select that scan session, I click OK, and it brings the parts up on the screen. Now, before I click Order, we should take a look at the Options tab because we have added a new option here called Retain Scanned Parts. If this is unchecked, the scan session will be deleted after we create the order. If it's checked, my scan session will be kept. So if you were going to create two types of documents, such as two purchase orders from the same list of parts, you'd want to check this option before creating your order. So let's go ahead and click Order. And now I have a purchase order created from those scanned parts. And from here on, the functionality is the same as if I had created the PO to min or max or any other order method. And that's really all there is to it.